when I was traveling, I was gone for like 5 days or whatever. I was like, normally I would have been like, you know what, I'll try to stop in and get like good meals each time of the day, but that'd be sort of it. And I would just sort of like, okay, that was, I'll try to eat decent, right? And that'd be sort of the extent of what I would have thought about it. Where I was like, this time I was like, man, I know I'm gonna be under on protein, probably just gonna be like tough, and it's hard to pack carbs, so it's easy to pack like protein powder when you travel. So I was like, okay, I took like 4 bags of that along,
and you even said you ran out, right?
And I ran out in like 2 days, to try to get to my number. So like my last couple of days I was much lower on protein, and it was just like, and like over on fat every day, just because like you're eating out a lot. But it was like it would have been really easy to previously just like been like, all right, this is good enough, and just kind of move on. And knowing that like I'm tracking, like this time when I went, I was tracking, and I was paying much closer attention to like what I was choosing to eat on a daily basis. And then also like doing things like having protein powder or getting gas station bread to like try to fill in the gaps a little bit. Like I still didn't make it there, but I was way closer than I would have been if I didn't do that.
Sure. Would you have packed protein powder if you weren't tracking?
No.
You would have just went.
Just would have went.
Right.
Yep. So again, there's a lot of things like that. And it goes the same way for training too. Like people, they think like, oh man, like this session is going to take 90 minutes to get through, at least 90 minutes to 2 hours. I only have 1 hour to train. So it's like, I'll just skip it. Like that's so easy to do. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's the days where you do that's like, those are the most important days for keeping you going.
Yeah. And on those days you have to stay really focused and say, okay, instead of 5 sets, maybe I only have time for 4. I'm going to set the clock so I stay every minute on the minute or every 2 minutes. I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm going to make sure I get through, because this is the amount of time that I have. And same thing with food. Like you gotta use what you have to work with.
I think that's also super common for like people when they get injured. Again, not related to nutrition here, but like it's so easy. Like, oh man, my shoulder's been kind of funny. I'll just take the next 3 days as rest days because motivation's low because I just don't feel great. It's like, okay, well, you could have been communicating with your coach and gotten an adjusted plan, and been working on, even if it's like really basic rehab exercises and things. Like, just because you're back from where you wanted to be doesn't mean that like you should just throw it all out.
Right.
And I think it's like the same thing with nutrition. Like people are like, oh man, like I'm either going to be over on this number, under on this number. So, screw it. I already had the cookie. I might as well have the other 6. You know?
I see it all the time. Or I'm going to this restaurant tonight and I don't know what I'm going to order. So I can't log in. I can't log my whole day. Yeah. Or I'll just I'll have a whole pizza. So I don't know what they have. But yeah, it's like, if I can't log dinner, then I'm not going to log anything. It's so crazy. Like, it doesn't have to be all or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
No.